I'm giving it a shot. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to happen one of these days, but
it's
Jim,
not going to happen. Yes.
Let's return to beautiful tropical Indianapolis for WWE Wrestlepalooza.
Well, and this was the big reunion of the Usos, the former great tag team that is split apart when one of them got a chance to be a main event guy and the other one they've been doing everything they can to keep him afloat. But now it means something that they're back together because it's been a couple of years. And they took on Paul Heyman's number one tag team combination in his stable, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. And they made LA Knight the special referee because he has been having these various issues with all parties, except he kind of likes Jimmy Uso. So they added that late, the special referee thing. I don't know whether somebody had a fucking idea or whatever. But nevertheless, again, this is a big time visuals they did. The Usos entrance. They even had them come out and cut the music and had Jimmy cut the promo to pep the people up with the cell phone spotlights so that they could do the big entrance, and everybody's waving and got the lights and the music and they got their video. And of course, it all took forever. But then after they got that business out of the way, Heyman come down with the Heyman come down. Sound like Uncle Harold now. And then Heyman come down from the old Mulholland place. Heyman came down with his boys. And this is what I was saying again. I'll just say it real quick one more time. If you have a regular tag team composed of guys that are seen as by the fans as main event level talent, and Bron Breakker is, and Bronson Reed is there now, and Jey Uso definitely, and Jimmy to some extent, it gets people interested in tag team matches again. But they need to do things like this. And this was not a classic tag team match by any stretch of the imaginations, because the Usos are not a good working tag team in the ring. They're sloppy as shit, but they have the personality. It's like two Jimmy Valiants teaming up in the Carolinas in the early 80s. So they get by with that. But otherwise than that, it was a tag team match that people wanted to see the baby faces win. They have the match. Boom, boom, boom. And suddenly, they were kicking it into high gear and everybody was hitting everything. And Jay hit his splash. And then Jay grabbed the chair, and of course they still have relaxed rules over here, even in this company. They can't have a match without chairs and tables and shit. But Jay pulls out the chair and whacks Bron Breakker over the back, and Bron's so solid, and Jay leaned forward. The chair bounced right back and immediately smacked Jay in the goddamn head and busted him open. He's gushing blood. And
how about that?
I'm like, what the fuck? But just let that be a lesson to all the prospective young wrestlers out there. When you hit somebody that's pretty solid with a fucking chair, don't lean over forward with it. Give yourself some fucking space. Because the spot that the heel does every once in a while where he swings the chair and the guy moves and he hits the top rope and the chair flies back, that comes from real life. I've seen it happen for a shoot too. So anyway, he busts himself open. And then I don't know if they were going to do anything else there at that point, but you heard LA Knight, he saw him bleeding and he looked over, and then he goes over to Bron Breakker and he says, go to the spear, because you can hear it on the tape. And then he speared fucking Jay while he's bleeding, and then they basically kicked it in, speared both the Usos through the fucking table in the ring, and then Blonde splash.
Blonde.
Blonde splash. Reed come off the top rope on one of them. 1, 2, 3. That's what happened. So they may have got out of there a little quicker because Jay was losing blood by the gallon.
Yeah. The Blondells look good. The Usos, we'll see what happens with Jey Uso's face. And obviously, they lost, so you would think this isn't the end of this, but we'll see what happens with Jey Uso's face first. And they're putting them over big. And even when they came out, I don't know if you noticed, they had matching leather jackets. They're looking more and more like a team.
That's the thing, is that you need to create 2 individual guys, but they look good together and they have connection in their matches where they don't have to double team like the Midnight Express, but they have to have some ability to work together, which they do. And they need to be seen as main event level guys. I'd put the fucking tag team belts on Reed and Breaker because they're useless now. But as on Reed and Breaker, that's gold for them to carry. It's something for them to brag about. And they can beat all the other teams. It doesn't hurt anything. And then they can have this program with the Usos, who are 18 million time tag team champions. And it might elevate it a little bit and get something out of the tag team belts that are just wallowing in obscurity.
If they got a little bit of a run with the tag belts, not like a 2-week thing and they drop them, but a little bit of a run with them, it would do more to establish those belts or reestablish them than anything else, because there's no other team in that company that if they held the belt for 8 months, it would mean something. They would tell you it meant something, but it wouldn't mean anything to the fans.
Well, because all they'd been doing is defending it in the second preliminary match against guys that ain't over.